Hi, everyone. My name is Dr. Moran Necave, and today I'll be taking you through the Compliance Analytics platform at Microsoft. In this presentation, I'll be covering our motivation for developing a compliance analytics platform. Then, I'll provide you a high-level overview of the compliance analytics platform, including its mission, its approach, the technology, and the implementation here at Microsoft. Then, I'll be delving into some examples around our high-risk deals and high-risk partner solutions. Microsoft, like many other multinational, is expected to remediate the potential corruption risk it creates via its channel partner business. Throwing heads at the problem in the form of additional compliance managers doesn't cut it, since the volume of transactions is so large. This motivated us to taking a risk-based approach to model our risk, identify risky transaction, and apply additional compliance oversight accordingly. This is really the future of compliance and auditing, moving away from random or gut-based sampling to a more scientific approach for compliance risk coverage. When we started the program, our mission was to create an early warning and monitoring system for a defined set of compliance risks using data analytics. We feel like we've achieved that mission. Now our mission is to utilize the platform we've built to manage risk for the company, onboarding more scenarios and managing more risk. Well, how do we go about achieving that mission? First is to deepen our intelligence layer, aggregating risk signals and systematizing detection methodologies. This pays dividends by providing efficiencies of scale by doing this centrally. Second is to digitally transform and mature more control and compliance processes, enabling workflow solutions and programmable interfaces so you can go modern at the capacity that is right for your process or readiness. Last, by providing compliance insights that are driving business decisions and remediation, as well as keeping our engagement with the compliance community to understand where our next risks are. By following this mission, we're enabling automated decision support to the compliance space, calculating in real time what is not humanly possible, interfacing with business processes, and serving up data through automation, driving efficiency and effectiveness of compliance monitoring processes. Our approach takes our stakeholders from a problem definition and business commitment through modeling their risk and quantifying their compliance problem with a data proposal. We then land a working prototype that we pilot and evaluate with our stakeholders and ultimately run their compliance scenario in our production environment. From a technology perspective, we're leveraging the Microsoft Azure stack, orchestrating our data flows in ADF, integrating and running our analytics on blazing fast Azure Synapse instances, training models in Azure Machine Learning and Azure Databricks, and presenting analyses in Power BI. Our user applications for managing risk are built as Azure web applications, providing us the flexibility we need. We partner with other teams, injecting compliance intelligence into their processes, leveraging Azure API applications. We're at a stage where in a year, our platform analyzes and risk scores over $500 billion and 14 million transactions in partner-led quotes and deal. We're sifting through over $40 billion in partner deals and are stack ranking over 250,000 resellers. We've onboarded the license count compliance team onto our platform where we provide stack ranking for over 100 million accounts. We're scoring 1.25 million returns across our sales channel, scoring them for potential risk and channel stuffing behaviors. We're specific looking at our Azure revenue stream and scoring anomalous consumption pattern, ensuring compliance. We're focused on scoring investment funds and spend transactions, as well as purchase orders. Moreover, we've implemented our approach to our ERP system, scoring our 13 thousands accounts for abnormality and potential risk. Let me take you through what we deliver under the Compliance Analytics Platform umbrella for high-risk deals. We've built a governance monitoring layer that enables us to administer all of our scenarios under a single user interface, documenting scoring activity, API performance, as well as risk models, thresholds, and weights. This is how we are able to manage so many scenarios at scale with a relatively small team. In the business execution space, going digital with compliance processes, putting them on Azure Web Apps, moving away from email, enables us to seamlessly report in real time on the progress of our compliance processes and see in which phase each transaction is within the compliance process. Under understanding and action, our user interfaces go above and beyond to graphically represent the risk model, providing supporting data to further explain and enable the reviewer in the process to understand and take informed action. And in the data science space, our BI supports our data science, visually tracking performance of our algos and reporting precision. In our never-ending effort to enhance and improve our methodologies, these reports enable data-driven prioritization, helping us to understand which models are doing well versus others that may need some attention and improvement. Now, for high-risk partners, you can see here how we quantify risk, evaluate our models, integrate with other line of business applications, and provide a user experience enabling our data science. Under quantifying risk, what you see is what we call a volume analyzer. This tells us how many partners we have, showing us how they're distributed on our risk scoring continuum, where that distribution having a long tail is part of our model design, where only a portion of our partners are considered risky. The volume analyzer enables us to drag and adjust the flagging threshold and understand the volume implications in terms of number of partners and percent of partners that would get flagged. This gets our stakeholders comfortable before we decide on the cutoff thresholds for risk. In evaluating our risk, what you see here is how a single risk model, in this case, the partner returns machine learning model, is distributed with the turquoise bars, and how it correlates with the found high-risk partners. We learned two things here. One, our model outputs are distributed as expected, as we designed it to have around 60% of the partners scoring at 0. Second, there is a greater proportion of the high-risk partners with elevated return scores, proving that this model is doing its job in finding those high-risk partners. I did want to touch on the flexible integrations or APIs. The Compliance Analytics Platform can't hold all compliance processes for various reasons. There will always be other tools and sister teams that you want to provide information to, enabling their process. What you see here is another team's tool managing the partner compliance and review process. The Compliance Analytics Platform regularly passes to this tool any new high-risk partner alongside with their total risk score and the top drivers for the score, which is what they found to be relevant to show in their tool and process. We also pass a deep link to our entity scoring app that I will cover shortly, but wanted to make the point that what we see in this application is how the insights can be leveraged and automated via APIs, passing information between the two platforms. For interpretability, what you see here is the way we interpret our reseller risk scenarios. We have over 30 data science models running under the covers, which are tough to explain. But what it all boils down to is the all-up score and the drivers or risk attributes that are contributing to that score. This is exactly what we're visually representing in this app. This also emphasizes the way we think about risk across three main pillars: entity trustworthiness based on external factor, the business environment in which the partners are operating in, and the main dish is our 360 relationship with the partner, including any founded issue, the revenue that they're generating, and the kickbacks we provide to them in the form of incentives or other payment programs. Well, thank you all for listening. I hope you learned something new today, and I hope we see you soon. Thanks, and I hope you enjoyed this session.